Hey all, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well. Sorry, shout out to the Bonnet Queens. I'm still sleeping, but best ideas come in the morning. Still having my coffee, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to say thank you so much to the people who've been with me on this journey. You know the struggle. You know how long it took for me to get to this space where I can even think about the finish line. And I made a post about be patient with yourself, and I mean it because it's so easy to rush. Patience requires you to humble yourself in the journey, okay? To humble yourself in the journey. When I started this project, I didn't know, I thought it was going to be a 3 month project. But at the time that I was, thinking that I was just gonna build a smaller house, but then I decided let me go all out. Okay. But the point I wanted to make is when I say be patient with yourself, I truly mean it. Okay. Because I think a lot of us, especially us black people, yes, also face this one. Okay. Um, Especially a lot of us who grew up with very little, I don't want to say poor because I use that word a lot, but poor is relative. But a lot of us grew up without much, and so we cannot wait to finally have what like we always dreamed about. We cannot wait, and therefore when we start these journeys we just want to finish. We just want to finish, and to me that is a big mistake because let us say you are 35, 40 years old. Okay, you've lived 40 years. Okay, and there's a possibility that you might live another 40 years. So what is 5 years? Do you get what I'm trying to say? When you put things into perspective, then you realize that it's not so big. And another thing that I don't know if you guys have this problem, but for me, again, being very impatient, okay, wanting to have things now, when I look at a project, and before I learned and I became wiser, I didn't understand that the reason why things were so overwhelming is because it's like biting too much. Okay? Think about it. If you fill your cheeks with food, especially something like a steak, which is what that house is, I'm building a steak, okay? Juicy steak, okay? If I had thought about this thing is gonna take me 4 years, if I thought about this thing is huge, and if I thought about those things, I would have never done that house. Okay, what I did was, I I at first I was in a rush, but then I realized that I was making a lot of mistakes because I was in a rush. So I decided, you know what, let me slow down. It did help that, I live in America, so I had to come back to my family and not completely abandon them. So I would come back, and that gave me a chance to step back. So, especially for those people who live in the cities, go back to the city, okay? Come back and do another part. You could do like windows without panes. Excuse me, if you're doing the old style, or I always say put windows and roof and the outside doors together in your building process, because then your house is closed. But the point I'm trying to make is that taking things step by step and really breaking them down, you see, breaking them down, that's project management 101. Break things down, because when you break things down, then you take a small piece. One year you do foundation, another year you do walls, another year you do roof, doors, and windows, another year you do your plastering, another year you come inside. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm saying if you need to take that long, because a lot of times, again, like someone wanted me to make them another plan, and they said, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to afford a toilet. right now. So like indoor, like plumbing. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford that. So for now, please just make me a house, 3 bedrooms. And I'm thinking 3 bedrooms without a toilet. I said, no, 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 no. Even if you don't plumb your house right now, because Jojo Tang, I mean, plumbing a toilet and putting all the plumbing, your bath, your shower, it could cost you at least 20,000. You see what I'm saying? Septic tank and all those things. So the point I'm trying to make is that because of those things, it's better to take little by little, build over time. A lot of us, when we're building these rural homes, we're not building houses that we're ready to live in now. We are still working, like in the cities. And so, like building your house like over time is a no-brainer. Yes, you can make a small, very small, smaller than my guest house place where you can just come in and be able to have a bed. And if that's what you want, what I'm trying to get to is, to me, it's better to do that so that you can put your energies on your bigger house and take your time. And big is relative, guys. I'm not saying everybody should build a mansion. No, I'm saying whatever is big for you. For instance, if I had all the money in the world, I could build that, like that house in maybe 6 to 9 months. Do you get what I'm saying? But I didn't have all the money in the world. So what I do is I go back to America and work, and then go back to South Africa and do what I can. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So what I'm trying to get to, guys, is take your time, whether it's a 3 bedroom or even a 2 bedroom, because you can make a 2 bedroom absolutely beautiful. Actually, I'm making a plan right now for my friend, and I was changing, like things up a little bit so that the house looks cute. So but the point I'm trying to make is that anything can be beautiful. A house can be small and beautiful. A house can be big and ugly, like some people thought my house was. But I knew that they didn't know where I was going, and I never let, oh, that's another thing. Never let people sway you in what you want, because we all have different tastes. Not everybody's gonna love my house, my architectural style. So for me, my focus has always been function and comfort. Okay, and yes, I want it to look nice, blah blah blah, but by and large, I want the house to be functional, safe, and I focus on all that and flow well. How that ends up looking totally depends on how the flow is inside. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's not always about the outside, as we already know. Beauty is better when it's in the inside, in my view, than on the outside. In other words, I've seen people who have what they call terra homes, an underground bunker basically, and you can't even see the house, but then when you go inside, it's absolutely beautiful. So what I'm trying to get to is, know who you are, know what you want, and take your time. Don't look at other people. Oh, they're moving too fast. Oh, they're finishing. Oh, they are, like they're already living in their homes. All those things, they could literally take you off your path. You gotta have a path. You gotta have a plan, and you have to stick with it, because it's so easy to be distracted. Even when it comes to things like what is fashionable now, you don't want to be, biting here and then there. You want to stay focused. You have a plan. You had a style that you liked. It doesn't mean you can make small changes here and there. For instance, one of the changes I made in my house was a balcony upstairs, because I was thinking most of the time we're not going to be in the house. But I made a balcony upstairs, and that was a nice addition, because now you can be in the pajama lounge and be able to get out and enjoy that beautiful backyard view. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, you can make changes as necessary. And again, don't look at other people, because you're going to get distracted, and you're gonna be jealous, because that's what happens. Some people look at other people and be inspired. Some people look at other people and be jealous. So unless you the people who get inspired, it's okay, I guess. But if you're the kind of person, you know yourself, you know how jealous you can be. And some people are not jealous per se, but they're competitive, but they don't know when to stop. You see what I'm saying? You gotta also know how to stop, because I feel like I'm kind of like that. I shouldn't say that. I do look at other people and I do get inspired by other people, but I always have my own path. You see what I'm saying? For me, the inspiration when it comes to other people is to know that I can do it too. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that again would that requires patience, that requires humility in your own journey, and understanding that things will take time. So that's really the point of this video. Let me share it with you now.